Hello, I'm Andrew Raphael, designated PC 2549. I'm a response police constable with Cumbria Constabulary, based on 4 section at Workington, covering Allerdale. I've been here for just over 4 years now. My journey to the police started, it wasn't a direct one. After I left school, I went to university. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and ended up going to study physics because it was one of the subjects that I kind of enjoyed the most at A level. When I finished university, I did better than I expected, so I felt obliged to try to stay in the field. With that in mind, I ended up on Sellafield's graduate scheme as a trainee safety advisor. However, after a couple of months, it was very apparent to me that that was not what I wanted to do with my career. I didn't want to be desk bound for essentially the rest of my life. So after a couple of months, I left, did a few temp part-time jobs here and there while I was applying to join the army. While that was ongoing, I got a job at DS Smith, which is a corrugated cardboard packaging company at one of their industrial plants in the Midlands in Hinckley. I spent 2.5 years there whilst my army application was going through. Whilst that was ongoing, police recruitment opened up for the first time in a long time as well, and I applied for that as an alternative initially to the army. As time went by, that became my more preferred choice of career for various reasons, and as it ended up, I got accepted into the police, and that was the route I went down. I left DS Smith and came and started with the Constabulary in March 2017, did my 16 weeks at HQ, then did my 3-week driving course, then my 10 weeks initial constable tutorship training, and then came out as a fully fledged constable. Recently, for the last 2 years, I've been one of the Constabulary's tutor officers, so I help to train the newbies that come out of HQ. I'm also taser trained to fly the drones, trained in drug wipe procedures, and various other things. The job is easily the most enjoyable that I've ever had in my lifetime. The massive amount of variety in it is just mind-boggling. No day is ever the same, and any day that starts quietly can go crazy at a moment's notice with literally anything you could imagine happening. One of the best bits about the job as well is the camaraderie. Everybody pulls together, certainly on my shift, everyone gets on. It's just a good place to be. Nobody sort of gets left behind, and everybody's always there to pick up each other's spirits with a bit of joking banter and to help each other out when it's needed. The fact we can drive around in relatively fast cars to blue light into jobs always helps as well. But the biggest bit of the role that I enjoy is obviously the helping people. That feeling of satisfaction when you get an offender who has committed offences prosecuted and brought to justice, and you get that sort of satisfaction for the victim. The most challenging aspects of the role, shift working is certainly one of them. Moving from early to late shift to nights does take a toll on your body, but that is mainly for response officers. As I say, if anyone ever has designed to go into CID and things like that, the shift working isn't quite as intense. But what easily the most challenging aspect is the people you deal with: aggressive, angry, violent people quite often, people who don't want to be arrested and will do everything they can to resist being arrested. But like I say, in the police, everybody bands together. We're always there to help each other, so nobody should ever be left alone with anybody like that. To succeed in the police, to be a successful police officer, I would say you certainly need common sense, an ability to problem solve, and sort of a methodical approach to what you do certainly helps with your investigations and your decision making. But above everything else, I would say certainly a thick skin. You will take abuse from people out on the street. You need to be able to take it and roll with it. It's just one of the natures of the job. But as well as that, banter amongst shift staff. You know, we can be quite mean at times to each other, but again, it's all done with love and to boost each other's morale. Like I say, this has been the job that I have easily my most enjoyable job that I've ever had, and I've never considered leaving it, and I wouldn't consider changing it for anything at the moment. And I am exceptionally glad that I came down this route than staying at Sellafield or joining the army. And I would encourage anyone who's got any inclination at all to be a police officer to certainly give it a go. It doesn't matter what careers you're in at the minute, what you've set yourself up to do. Let me be an example that your career isn't written in stone. Gone are the days where you would stay in one potential field for your entire life. Now you can move about a lot easier as and when you want. So don't be afraid. If you've got any designs to join the police or to do anything else you're not doing at the moment, don't be afraid to chase those dreams and give it everything you've got.